Hello class, this is take 2 of today's recording because the first one apparently I didn't click start record. So I essentially went through the whole lesson before realizing that it wasn't actually recording. So take 2. Anyway, hope you guys are all doing well. Staying again safe and sane, and just doing what you can to not go crazy. Today we're going to go over one last thing about subnetting, and that is, what do you do, or how does a subnet work when it's not a 255.255.255 dot something. So if we have a 255.255.255.0, this is one subnet with 256 IPs in it, with 254 host IPs, right? And I'm going to walk through this again. We've borrowed bits, that's 0. 2 to the 0 is 1, so one subnet. You can figure out 256 divided by 1. This gives you the number of IPs in each subnet. Number of IPs minus 2 is the host IPs. So again, this all should be review. Now what do we do when we have a subnet mask of 255.255.128.0? Well, it's essentially the exact same thing as if we had a .128 here, except we have to add, we have to multiply by 256 because of this right here, but I'll walk through that in a minute. So 128, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this right here is a /17 in CIDR notation. So we have like 172.16.0.0/17. So that's a subnet mask of 255.255.128. We're going to do the exact same thing we did up here, and then the number of IPs per subnet are increased by a multiple of 256. How does that work? I'll show you. So if oh gosh, whatever, I'm just going to walk through this. So again, we have 128. We've borrowed 1 bit because this is 8, this is 8. We've borrowed this 1 bit, so 2 to the 1 is 2. So that means we have 2 subnets. 256 divided by 2 is 128 IPs per subnet. That's not 100% true. It's actually 128 times 256, because if you have 128 IPs, that means you have 128 IP addresses for this octet, and for each one of those numbers you have 256. So 172.16.0, you can go from 0 to 255, and then with 172.16.1.0 to 255.2, you can go from 0 to 255. From 3, you can go from 0 to 255. So yes, you have 128 IPs per subnet, but you have to multiply that by 256, because for every IP address here, you can go from 0 to 255 here. So this allows you to have a lot more hosts per subnet. So for your home, you probably won't ever have anything different than this type of subnet. We have one subnet, 256 IPs, because you want everything to be able to talk to each other on your home network. But if you have a bigger business, you may not want everything to talk to each other, and you may have more than 256 devices on your network. at school we have, 650 students plus, 100 faculty plus everyone's phones plus all the other networking equipment. So right there, we probably need a subnet of over 1,000 things. But we obviously don't want your surfaces to talk to or have direct access to our teachers. So we have to cut that in half and all that sort of stuff. So the bigger and more complex your network, you're going to have these somewhat more complicated subnet mask and IP addresses. So technically it's 128 times 256, which I don't know what that is. No. 256 times 128. That is 32,768 IPs. But we still have the -2 for the usable hosts. So we would have 32,768 usable hosts. And for this subnet right here, we would still have the broadcast address and the network name. The network name is 172.16.0.0. Again, this is the first IP. This one is the last IP. So this one is 172.16.127.255. So what I'm going to give you guys today is an assignment where you basically have to fill out another table, but instead of it being with just missing the last octet in the subnet, instead of just changing this one, you'll be changing this one, and I may even throw a curveball and change this one. So hopefully I made this understandable. If you have any questions, please let me know. Also, please, every day I'm going to give you guys a question, and as soon as you see that question this is the assignment for the day, please answer it. That just allows me to keep tabs on you to make sure that you guys are actually logging in and seeing the assignment, as opposed to not turning stuff in, because you guys do need to complete every single assignment assigned during e-learning in order to get credit for the class. That's how I understand it. I don't think I'm wrong. I could be, but I really think every single assignment I've assigned since we started e-learning has to be completed by the time you graduate in order to get credit for the class. So please do your assignments. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later, and have a good day. Oh, it's only an 8-minute recording. Cool.